Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kaylin Monkman.
And I'm Maria Pasternak. Here are some of the stories we're following for you this morning from the On the Record newsroom. Ontario introduced a bill that will require employers to list salaries in job postings. The Ford government says the bill is designed to increase pay transparency and help job seekers make informed decisions. It's also aimed at reducing the gender pay gap. David Piccini, Ontario's Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development, said that now is a crucial time for pay transparency as companies across the province see record profits. This bill follows a similar law implemented in British Columbia this November.
Diamond & Diamond Law Firm is suing Toronto Metropolitan University and its undergraduate students' union, the TMSU, for $15 million. The class action lawsuit alleges that the university and students' union failed to address anti-Semitism on campus. If certified by the courts, the lawsuit will represent all current and former Jewish TMU students, dating back to 1998. The lawsuit includes allegations of anti-Semitism stemming from recent pro-Palestine actions on campus, as well as other actions dating back to 2014. For more on this story, go to ontherecordnews.ca.
Canada is lagging far behind its neighbor to the south when it comes to economic growth. Both the U.S. and Canadian economies show strong employment figures. But while the U.S. economy is growing by 4.9%, Canada is on the brink of a recession. Economists say the biggest reason why the American economy is growing faster is higher consumer spending. Canadians are spending less because higher interest rates have hit them harder. Most Canadians have short-term mortgages compared to their U.S. neighbors. As a result, they're saving more to prepare for mortgage renewal. Though this might sound like responsible spending, it's a recipe for a recession.
After over 6 weeks, the trial of former Canadian fashion mogul Peter Nygard is coming to an end. Final arguments from both Crown prosecutors and the defense were heard on Tuesday, and jury deliberations began Wednesday. Nygard is facing charges of 5 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of forcible confinement. He has pled not guilty to all charges.
Quebec's announcement to double tuition for out-of-province students could be even worse for non-research-based graduate students who are already paying as much as $22,000 for degrees like an MBA. The tuition hikes announced by Quebec Premier François Legault would see some graduate students pay several $1,000s more in tuition. Meanwhile, undergraduate students from outside the province are expected to pay roughly $17,000 per year, instead of the current price of just over $8,000. The impact on future students, including TMU graduates, could be significant, considering that master's program enrollment in Canada has increased steadily in the past 10 years, according to a 2021 report from Statista. The tuition hikes could present an opportunity for Canadian schools outside Quebec, like TMU, to attract students who might otherwise have applied to study in the Francophone province. When asked how the new policy might impact TMU enrollment figures, TMU said they are not commenting at this time.
Holocaust Education Week kicked off with a photo exhibition displayed in the Student Learning Center on Monday and Tuesday. The display, titled The Unknowable, Untold Stories of the Holocaust, features images of artifacts including personal writings and records of survivors, a photo of Jewish Canadians sending parcels to Poland circa 1939 to 45, and a letter from Pierre Elliott Trudeau in 1967 for survivors about Canadian hate speech laws. The photos were curated by the Toronto Holocaust Museum. Their photo exhibition is part of the wider Holocaust Education Week initiative at TMU, which was first held in 2017. The week is organized in collaboration with the university and the Toronto Metropolitan Students' Union.
A City of Toronto proposal to build affordable housing units at 405 Sherbourne Street is being welcomed by local community members. The proposal was announced as part of 22 recommendations to address Toronto's housing crisis released in late October. The recommendations came before the City of Toronto Executive Committee for consideration on October 31st. In 2021, the city rezoned the property, which currently serves as a parking lot, to provide at least 267 rent-controlled homes, a third of which is earmarked for affordable housing. Given the planned residence's proximity to campus, it could help alleviate housing pressure for students, a sentiment shared by nonprofit organizations.
And Taylor Swift is once again making headlines as West Coast Canadians scramble for her concert tickets. Here's Maria Robinson with more on that and other entertainment.
I'm Maria Robinson. Here's the latest in entertainment. Calgary's Tate McRae is scheduled to perform on Saturday Night Live on November 18th. Announced by SNL on Monday, this will be the 20-year-old singer's musical guest debut on the show. McRae will star alongside host Jason Momoa. Her latest single, Greedy, has been making headlines lately, rising to number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100. McRae, shown here in a picture from her X account, will appear on SNL just weeks before the release of her second album, Think Later, on December 8th. In other television news, stand-up comedian Taylor Tomlinson will host CBS's newest late-night show called After Midnight. The show, set to begin airing in early 2024, will run in the slot previously held by James Corden. Tomlinson's After Midnight will make her the only woman hosting in late-night TV. The announcement, shown here from After Midnight's X account, happened on last week's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tomlinson addressed those unfamiliar with her saying, "I'm 29, so if you don't know who I am, don't worry, I barely know myself." And of course, we need to check in on the other Taylor making headlines. Taylor Swift announced more Canadian dates for the Eras Tour concert late last week. Swift, shown in a photo here from her X account, will be performing 3 nights in December in 2024. Tickets went on sale yesterday, but for those lucky enough to get one, there's no guarantee they'll have a place to sleep afterwards. As of Monday, Vancouver hotels were already reporting a shortage of rooms in anticipation of the sale. Thankfully, anyone wishing to see the concert but unable to win that Ticketmaster lottery can watch the Eras Tour movie that's still playing in theaters. That's all for entertainment this week. I'm Maria Robinson.
It's been a cool one this week with temperatures on the decline. With a look at the weather going into the weekend, here's Zoe with more.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to On the Record Weather. Let's take a look at today's temperature highs. Toronto's high is 8 degrees and partly cloudy, so I'd recommend a scarf and hat while out and about today to keep warm. In the neighboring cities, Oshawa, Mississauga, Brampton, and Hamilton will also see highs of 8 degrees, while up in Newmarket, Barrie, and Peterborough, they will reach a high of 7 degrees. Guelph and Kitchener will have highs of 6 degrees, and down in St. Catharines, they will see a nice high of 9 degrees. Going on to the 5-day forecast of this week, where it is for the most part partly cloudy, though we will see the sun throughout the week. This weekend, we will see a temperature decrease at 6 degrees Saturday, and on Sunday, it'll hit 5 degrees, and we'll even have lows of 0 degrees out, so make sure to bundle up. Monday, we'll start to see it warm up a bit with similar temperatures as today, with a high of 8 degrees, and then on Tuesday, it'll hike up to 11 degrees. Monday, the sun will be out and shining, and we will see a high of 10 degrees and a low of 8 degrees. And that's your weather update. I'm Zoe Karajanis for On the Record. Back to you, Kaylin and Maria.
That's all for On the Record this November 10th, 2023. I'm Kaylin Monkman.
And I'm Maria Pasternak. Remember, you can always submit your news tips and ideas for investigation on our Allegedly column. Just be sure to scan the QR code on your screen now.
Join us for On the Record next week as we round out the latest stories from the OTR newsroom. And for the latest news 24/7, be sure to visit ontherecordnews.ca. Have a wonderful weekend.